bottom, the barcode says GD CRT05. So it's actually reading the barcode on that paper. Yeah. So the idea would be that the unique identification you use for a panel, that would be probably the trigger point to trigger this. Well, but these are probably details we have to go through afterwards. But so this was the idea. So now I get the instructions started, and so now I get a picture telling me where I have to start. So what I can see now, or well, you didn't see that, but this wrench now is unlocked. Before it said locked. Not sure if you will be able to see this, but on no, but in this one it says locked on the screen, so I cannot use the screwdriver because it's deactivated. So now I will use this wrench, this normal wrench, to tighten up this. So it says on the display, it says 6 Newton meter, because that has been specified in our software. So this is real time sent through to the wrench. Okay. And so here I'm going to make now the first joint. So I have to pull it until approximately 6. So now I have 6.18 and 38 degrees. So you see that also on the screen, and you see that that one went green. So now I go to the next one. Same thing. So this is also 6 Newton meter. So I just have to tighten it up. So I have 6.17 and 34 degrees. So now I go to number 3. So this is 6.07. So this gets on the screen, and immediately it jumps also to the next instruction. So this one now says locked on the display, and the other one now has been activated on 1 Newton meter. So first thing I have to do is do this screw here at the bottom. So I will use this one. Yeah, so when it beeps, it means I hit 1 Newton meter approximately, so this is correct. So then the second joint is to put in the wire here and make this tightening. Of course, we could argue about the way I'm doing the flow here, but I mean, that's to be decided by the specialist, I would say, that says how this has to happen, right? The only goal here from our side is to show what we can do out of the box with our software, and then it just needs to be configured for what kind of operations you want to do. Yeah, so this is again, and the next one is this one. So and the thing that is also important is that if, for example, I would tighten the screw without having the thread in between the, how do I say that properly, the clamp, or how do you call that properly?
Yeah, clamp. Yeah.
Then the screwdriver would be able to detect that. Yeah. But this is something, we are not a tightening specialist. This should be Norbar giving you the right answers on that one, but just let you know. This one is good. So now I'm going to put in wire number 3, 2, wire 3, but it's number 2.
Remind me, you had to have a Microsoft tablet for this? Like,
yes. So this is running on a Microsoft Surface. I think this one is an i3 version.
Okay, but iPad's no good?
Sorry?
Like an iPad or an Apple product?
No. Because the main issue there is that for certain devices,
Sorry, that was a cough.
Yeah, I was just going to say, for some devices, an iPad will not do it because it just doesn't have the capabilities. Because I was thinking about also bringing some other tools to show you, but I know we focus mainly on Norbar currently. But I'm quite sure that once you get into this, you probably will end up with other tools that also will need to communicate, and then you can use them straight away. Yeah. So now all my tools are being locked on the display. Automatically now my camera is activated. Oops, not locked for rotation. So because now my instruction is to take a picture of the whole setup. So now I can, with the Surface, I can just grab this picture and it's a little bit off, so I will do it again. So like this. So just as a proof of what I've been doing, I save it, and now my whole job is finished. Yeah. So this was the first job we did with screwdrivers. If I'm now going to take the other variant, which is going to be another way of doing exactly the same job, well, not exactly the same job, but we will see that. So here I confirm it reads the job. I get now the same instruction, but the tool is still locked because we have chosen for this job to assume that we were using a manual wrench. So the only thing I do, I tighten them up manually. Of course, now they are tight, so I don't have to do it, but assume that you have to do that. Then I just confirm, and it goes to the next picture. Yeah. So in that way, we just want to show you that we do not necessarily need to use those tools. We can also use normal tools. And the reason why we put this in is the priority you have given to the different reasons why to use this. I think for certain tasks, this will be sufficient because you just want to have proof that they did it, that they didn't forget it. So in this way, just the acknowledge button, we can do this either on the screen, just tap it, or we even have like the possibility of using like remote controls, like any kind of device to acknowledge that. So here it's going out through the same sequence of things. There is, however, a little, I'll say, addition to this. So here I get to the lost wire. And when I confirm that one, it's going to tell me to do something additional. It says, look, for the reason of this variant, I need to add an additional clamp. So I have one. And just to prove it that I'm taking the right one, here I have to, so this. So I need to scan the barcode that's on that device. So there is a barcode on there. I confirm it. So I'm sure that I took the right one. And now I put it on.
Patrick, is that just a dumb photo, or is it validating that barcode against an expected barcode?
Yeah, it's validating it, of course, yeah. And so what you saw in oh, maybe I should do, but hold on, I show it in the results. No, I can. So, oops. So here you see it says on the top line here, it says BDTRY star star star. That was exactly what is in that barcode. Typically that it will validate it against that BDTRY, and then the stars are typically serial numbers.
Yeah. So that would be an incremental serial number. You're only interested in the first.
Yeah, it validates on the front end or somewhere a part that gets validated, and the rest is all captured. So here I'm using the camera now to be sure that I have put it on. And you can tell from the picture.
Mm-hmm.
So I save it, and now my job is completely finished. And so what we have currently now is I open the directory. So as we finished this job, so this was the last one. I have the PDF already available. Yeah. So this is the model. So that was 99, and the serial number at the end is 331. So here we have all the different steps that we made inside the PDF. And this PDF could, for example, be put immediately onto a Google Drive or whatever. It depends a bit on what, how we want to do that. And that was also one of the reasons I was asking what kind of security rules are in place, because some people ask to encrypt this before it gets put on somewhere. But I would assume that the Google Drive would be presumed as being secure, but I'm not the one deciding that. That's why I was asking the question. And so what you will see in here, you have everything. So here it's just the, let's say, dumb acknowledge. But here you have the actual picture of the clamp, and you can tell that the clamp is really positioned there. So that would be what you get at every end of the job. If I go back and I take the one that I was doing first, you will see that the content will be completely different, because here I had the 3 tighten. So you see exactly that the first joint here was done at 6.18, 6.17, 6.07, yeah? And there the limits were between 6 and 8, and there was a minimum angle of rotation on it, so it's 30 degrees, which means that if I would be tightening 3 times on the same joint, it would not give me an okay, because you need to, because that's to avoid that by mistake they would, for example, hit 2 times on the same bolt. It would flag it as no good. By normal configuration, we allow them to retry, but that is up to the person who is responsible for the process. So here we have the values of the screwdriver values, and again, when we get to the end, we have again the picture of what was assembled at that stage. So you can even tell how the wires were going. Yeah, and this is in the PDF. Important to say is that you can, the content of the PDF can be customized very easily. We have a report editor, so you can, because for some people this is way too much information. Some of them say, okay, I want to have delta, how long it took to do that operation, and also put it on the report. But that's just adding some fields and some calculations on that. Yeah. So yeah, so I think from my side, yeah, that's what I wanted to show, but I can assume there are a couple of questions or not, or...
No, I think that this was really good. Yeah, this report is kind of spot on with what we'd like to see